Okay, we're live. I don't know what I'm doing here. Um, let's see. I don't even know how to tell if people are on here with me. I don't know how this works, y'all. I don't know how this works. Um, let's see. See, the first question is, how do I get Sheree and Tracey on here? I'm acting beyond my age. I am too young to not know how to work this. Hi, Jazz. Hey, y'all. People are getting on. So if anybody that follows me on TikTok, if anybody follows me on Instagram, you know that I do, myself, Sheree, and Tracey do this monthly live. And we decided to try it out on TikTok this month. So here on TikTok, so if anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop it. Oh, there we go. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Ooh, did I do it? Sheree, you there?
I'm here. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Hey, girl.
Hey. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. It looks different. I'm still trying to get used to this.
It does look different.
Yeah, like, can I make it like just the two of us? Why do I have all these little screens on here?
I know, there has to be a way. Hold on.
I don't know. Let's see. Where did you get your kit to practice suturing? Amazon.
Amazon.
Hey, Nicole. I'm a search tech student now. What's the best way to study medical terminology? What's the best way to study a new language? Because that's what you're doing.
Right. Flashcards.
Yes, flashcards. Yeah.
For sure. Flashcards for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of studying, I'm definitely thinking I'm just gonna study to take the first assist test.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the only way for me to retain information is just to study to pass the certification exam.
Yeah.
Like, because all that information they're dumping on us that we're supposed to read.
Girl, that reading.
Read what?
The reading? I said read what and when?
Literally like 100 pages a week. There's no way. It's impossible.
I said there's just, that's impossible. That is just
absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But I do start. Did I tell you that I was switching? I had to switch to the sim lab.
Oh, you're doing the sim lab?
Yeah, because I actually was supposed to be in Nashville this week, but you know.
Right.
Yeah, so I switched it. They were able to either, he said I was gonna have to just figure out a way to be there this week, or I was gonna have to wait until like, I think October or something crazy like that.
Oh.
And then I responded to that email, and then his next response was like, oh, somebody actually, or a spot opened up this morning, actually. I was like, give it to me now.
Right.
I start that on July 1st. I think it's like, I think that's like 4 weeks. So I'll probably start being able to log cases in August.
Yeah. Oh, sim lab is 4 weeks.
I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Because I was like, how does sim lab work? Because they just started doing that.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I'm glad it's an option.
Yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. I would have loved to be actually in Nashville, though. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Hello, glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Is this your first, like, TikTok live? Or have you got on live?
I've done a couple.
Okay. I take my certification test Tuesday. Been studying so much. What is the most helpful and best way? I would say Board Vitals. Board Vitals is the only consistent way. Like since I was a student till now, that's been the only consistent way to study. I feel like the questions are always updated. You can like create tests if you'd like. So yeah, I like Board Vitals. And also,
if your exam's on Tuesday, I would slow that down now. Like, I would do a lot more studying at this point, to be quite honest.
That's a good point. I read Tuesday, but did not process Tuesday.
Like, I don't think there's anything new you could do if your test is on Tuesday at this point. So whatever you've been doing, kind of wean off of it now, because your brain's gonna be overloaded.
Yeah, I feel like back when I was studying, I feel like my instructor told us, like they suggest like after a certain like when you're so far out from your test or so close to taking your test, like just don't study anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think this is a good time for her to stop and like go get a drink or something. Like
definitely get a drink.
Because whatever you don't know right now, you're not gonna know it by Tuesday. So
I think if anything, figure out maybe look over test taking like techniques and like knowing that, when you go to take a certification, when you take a test, like how to read the questions, how to like cancel some questions out, but not so much. Don't stress yourself too much on studying.
Right.
Like give your brain rest so that way when you actually go to take the test, you're fully aware, Tracey, are you on?
I am on.
Hi.
Hi. I'm learning how to work these TikTok settings.
I was saying the same thing. I still don't know what I'm doing.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be on TikTok for the very first time.
Yay. Let's see. We just answered the question of someone asking what was the most helpful way to study. They're taking their test on Tuesday. We both said, Sheree said, and I agree, she should probably stop studying so hard and give her brain a rest until Tuesday. Yeah. Which is pretty close.
That's soon.
Yeah, good luck.
If you don't have everything by now, you're not going to get it. Give your brain a rest.
Yeah.
Do a little review, but definitely Sunday, don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rest.
Agreed.
Yeah. So you told them about Board Vitals?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Langs and the AST book?
Oh, yeah, down the AST book. So I remember last time you told us that there was going to be the new AST book.
Yes.
It's out.
It is out, and I meant to do a little reel about it because it's out. It's been out for, I believe, like 2 months now, right?
I feel like it's been long. I had students come to the last mixer here in Houston, and they've had it since the beginning of the year, I want to say.
Okay, so I found out about it, I say approximately like 2 months ago.
Okay.
There's some glitches going on with it right now. So I wouldn't recommend people using it yet, but there are schools using it. But the instructors are aware of the glitches. Like the answer is wrong. So there's several of them where definitely that's the wrong answer. So why did they put that? So that needs to be fixed. That's why I said glitches, and they are going to work on that.
Got you. Okay.
I did speak to someone when I went to the conference about it. They are well aware of it, and they're working on it. So maybe there'll be a new book out in the future.
Cool. Speaking of the conference, how was it?
Yeah, how was it?
I'm so sad.
I go every year, and this year I had the most fun.
Good.
I had the most fun, even though I did a lot of business sessions, but it was really nice. It was really nice. And this is what I wanted to mention. There was this doctor who his whole speech was about his surgical tech. He wrote a song about her. Like, if it wasn't for her, his day would not be complete. He would not know what to do. He would have a hell of a time.
Man.
So I think her name was Shamise.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote a song about her. His whole everything was dedicated to her.
Oh, that's so
That's
awesome.
To bring her there, but she was busy, so he said maybe next time. But like, he gave her the highest respect ever.
I'm gonna have to go through because on AST's website they have all of like the previous years, all like their meetings and stuff. They're all on the AST website, so I'm gonna have to make sure I go and like look it up.
Yeah,
That's dope.
it is.
That makes like I don't think people really understand, at least the people who aren't in the role yet, how important that is to feel appreciated in our roles because we really do a lot and people don't understand that until they're actually working in that position themselves.
So Maddie said, I saw the video with the song. Yep.
Oh man, I have to find it now. But did you post it?
I did not post the video and the song. I think I did post her. Because he actually had this like big giant poster of her. And he was like, she's not physically here, but she's here with us. And so everywhere he went, she was there. When we had the party that night, she was there.
Uh-huh.
It was great. It was really great.
That's dope. That's dope. What specialty did he?
Ortho.
Ortho, okay.
Ortho. Mm-hmm. But I mean, she's an ortho girlie.
Okay.
I give much respect to the ortho girls. I tell you.
Somebody, the post that I put on my story today with the Zimmer reverse shoulder setup, somebody responded and was like, "Oh, I love the Zimmer setup. The surgeon I work with does it in 15 minutes."
What?
I don't understand. Like my brain can't compute a 15-minute ortho procedure. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. Put me in a 5-6 hour open heart.
Yeah. So yeah, the conference was very nice. It was very hot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very hot. I haven't been to Florida in a while, so it was very hot.
Yeah. Do you feel like it was the location that is the reason why you enjoyed it so much this year, or was it
all the vibe? It was the people. It was. I met so many people who like follow us.
Okay.
New people that I follow on TikTok, they were there. You know, we had breakfast together, so it was real. Like, how do I say it? Like, I don't want to say a meet and greet because I wasn't expecting to see them and they wasn't expecting to see me. But when we saw each other, we was like, oh, we must get together, and we got together and we talked. This one lady, she's a first assist. So she was telling me everything about first assist and how to go about it. I said, because I don't have the answers for the people who ask me.
Yeah.
So really, really cool. It was,
and that's really what it's all about.
Connecting with people.
Right.
It's, you know, the actual, you know, speeches and stuff like that. It's really connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a lot of schools there. The students was repping their school. So it's big on that. They have like the scrub bowl and stuff like that for the students to do. They keep them busy.
Okay.
It's nice.
How was the expo hall? Did you see any like new innovative technologies, or was there anything different?
So when it came to the expo hall, I just went through it like 5 minutes because we were actually there for a business meeting. What most people don't know was that this past conference was the major election with new president, vice president, treasurer, the whole shebang. So that's why I had so many meetings. Okay. And so while people were doing an exhibit, I was interviewing each candidate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So as I don't know if people are aware of this, but if you're a member of AST and you go to any of the conference in your state, you can ask to be a delegate. And what a delegate is, those are the people who actually have voting power. If you're not a delegate, you can't vote. You can be a member, but you can't vote. Only the delegates can vote. So I make sure, I try hard to become a delegate. You can't just say, oh, I want to be a delegate. People have to vote for you knowing that they trust in you in your state to make the right decision for the whole state.
Are there any other like qualifications aside from just being a member that, and of course, people trusting you? Is there anything that you have to do in order to be a delegate?
Just being a member in good standing. You when you go to these workshops, I did like a 5 minute session on why I wanted to become a delegate and what I hope to gain and change and help our state.
Mm-hmm.
And there's about, I would say sometimes it's even 20 people who are asking to be delegates, but you only need 6 for each state.
Got it.
So people have to vote for you to become a delegate.
So it's a max of 6 for each state. Okay.
Yeah. But we always do 8 because you need alternates. So 2 will be alternates.
Right.
That always just work out. This year I was actually picked to be a delegate. The previous year I was an alternate that wound up having voting power because some people can't make it, things change in their lives, whatever.
Oh, so when you vote, it's only at the conference that the voting happens?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow, there's so much that we don't know that goes on with AST. Like, these conversations aren't had ever.
I know. And I didn't learn this stuff until I actually started going to the workshops in my state.
Yeah.
And that's how I found this stuff out. I thought it was the people at the top, the national people who had the voting power. No. You do not.
I know. I was just looking through all the like the next wave of assembly meetings, and a lot of them are like September, October. I saw like maybe like 3 in August. I saw one July 30th. I want to say that's Colorado. But a lot of them are like in the fall this year. So I put Texas down for it's September 27th here in Houston. So I'm excited because it's right up the street for me. I'm going to take the metro down there. Like it's super fun.
Texas is big.
Huge. Every time they've had one, like it's too far for me to get there. There was one time I was on call that weekend, so I couldn't drive like 3 hours away to get there. So
it's so huge that I've never been to Texas. I'm going to get there soon. But I think they have a workshop for, like, let's just say, example, the east side of Texas and the west side of Texas. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
And they also have the most members.
Because it's a huge state. That makes sense. Sense.
So every state has a fall and a spring workshop. They do a workshop twice a year.
Okay. Got it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to make it to this year's one in the fall. It's on my calendar, which means it's happening. I have no excuse.
I don't see one for Maryland, though.
Oh, really? Maybe it's not on there yet?
Say that again?
I only see Virginia.
So Maryland, I think it's called Maryland / is this
Delaware?
Delaware?
Yeah.
Oh. Got it.
So those are small states. So they combine. I think that's the only. Is that the only one that do the combination? I think so.
Yeah, because I think Rhode Island has its own. I've seen that.
They do.
Yeah, I can't think of any other super tiny states.
And each state has, if y'all wanted to know, a Facebook page letting you know what's going on in their state, what's happening.
Oh, okay. I know I've seen the Texas website. I didn't know there was.
I just saw look at this. He had her face.
Oh, that is so funny.
That's the surgeon.
He had a whole cutout of his legs.
He took it everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
That he loved his surgical tech.
I love Maryland. Oh, snap. Okay. Cool.
So I just went to the Maryland Facebook page and
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
So the next conference is in Seattle.
Yeah, I saw that. They on the AST's Instagram page, they post the cities for like the next 3 or 4 years.
3 years, yeah. It's like Seattle, Wisconsin, Arizona.
Yeah.
Right. So the new CEO wanted to change things up because for years they always did the same state to have the conference and not giving any other states the opportunity. So she listed the 3 that she wanted it to be at, and that's where it's going to be.
Okay.
So next year, Seattle.
I don't mind Seattle. I've been saying I want to get to Seattle in the summer.
Yeah.
So,
I like Seattle.
yo,
Okay.
you been? I've never been.
I've been, yeah.
Never been.
I'm about to make my way over there.
Well, I'm there next year, guys.
I'm planning. Yeah, life.
Life.
Yeah.
um, I have one question from the Instagram Q&A. Someone said, Tracy, you may be the best for this question. How do I deal with a horrible / disorganized program instructor and dean / officials?
Oh my God. So the whole program's a mess.
Yes, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I get this question a lot.
Okay.
And I think the reason why is because there are not a lot of educators with experience. Now, when I started, I didn't have experience either, but I had a mentor to guide me. These schools are asking people to become instructors with only 3 years of experience as a surgical tech, which I so disagree with.
Yeah.
That's one. Two, and I can't say all because I know so many great instructors, but there are some instructors that don't know how to teach based on people's learning abilities.
Uh-huh.
So that's another issue because not everyone learns the same. And then people are so aggressive. Like this younger generation have so many different issues going on that we didn't have. Like mental illness and all of that stuff. That bipolar we have to deal with being on medication, and so they don't handle it well. I would say to that person, you need to go over their heads and maybe go to the CEO or the president of the program. And whatever you do, you have to document. I don't talk by phone. I don't talk in person. And even if you do, you always follow it up with the email
Yep.
because nothing will happen.
That's something that is not talked about often because we're in such a non-traditional type of work environment, but just professionalism and how to conduct yourself and how to deal with whether it's something going wrong at work or even as a student, like how to document that. That's something that people just don't know because nothing is how it used to be anymore. So you don't learn those things like in school, and you don't learn that, so I know my grandmother and my mother and stuff have talked about them learning that in high school or in their early years in college. We don't learn that now. And then even when you go into a surgical tech program, you don't learn stuff like that. So that's something that people have to also, figure out or ask and find a mentor or some type of resource in order to be able to stick it out, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't learn that until I had not my first job, but my second job. And I had a hell of a time at that job. And that's when I learned how to write people up in a professional manner, but let it be known what was going on.
Yeah.
And keep everything together.
Definitely. There was one girl that came to Houston. She actually drove from Lake Charles in Louisiana to Houston, which was probably I think it's a 2-hour drive. And she said that her biggest thing is that she's worried on talking to people talking to her crazy and how she's gonna have to respond. I'm like, listen, I always speak up for myself and I always suggest everyone speak up for themselves. But there is a professional way to do that.
Yeah, it's like you can't be cussing people out in the operating room. You can't. And one of the best things you could do is shut your mouth in the moment.
Absolutely.
And focus on the patient. And if something really, really triggered you, you got to have that professional conversation after the case.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because no matter if the person was totally wrong, if you cuss them out, the only thing that's going to be discussed was you being very unprofessional and being unprofessional while the patient was there.
Right.
You're not going to talk about what happened. Right. And it's going to look like you're the issue. You're the problem.
Yeah.
They're going to focus on the worst part of the whole situation. Not what started it, but the worst part of it, which is you lashing out.
Exactly. And people need to understand is that if you're going at it and the surgeon's going at it, then who's looking after the patient? What's going on with the patient? So we have to like stop and think about that, you know.
Put our egos aside and put the patient first. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Easier said than done sometimes, but you gotta practice it.
Girl, I be like,
you gotta pray on it.
Yeah.
I be like, I'm mad at you right now. We're gonna talk about this later.
Right. Right.
I did not like how you just say that, but we're gonna skip over it and talk about it later.
Right. You know what? Bookmark that. We'll be back.
Nurse, write that on the board.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are there any questions in here? Someone said we have a surgeon who does total knees in 15 minutes. Gee whiz.
Oh my gosh.
I take my CST exam in August. You still have some time to study. I think Board Vitals has like a free, I want to say like 7 days. If you haven't tried that, like 7-day trial at the beginning. And then of course the Lang app and the AST textbook.
Yeah.
I'm about to embark on my, I think it's supposed to be ST journey. Oh no, SPT. Was that sterile processing tech? But we'll then go for a CST. Do you guys think that being a sterile, like choosing to go to school for sterile processing first and then ST, like, do you feel like there's a big benefit there?
I don't, apart from like, I mean, obviously like, yeah, you get to learn the instruments and stuff, but I think if you're going to go for CST, eventually just go for it.
That's what I feel like as well.
Because it's only exposing you to the instruments, nothing else.
Right.
Yeah, nothing else. Because a lot of times they don't understand why we're coming to them and we're like, I need the tray now. I need it now.
Yeah.
And they don't get it. But I do know some people who were SPD and then they went for a CST and they're doing great. And that's because they was in SPD and they was wondering what's going on in that room and they wanted to see. I'm like, come, let me show you something.
Yeah.
And so their inquisitive mind be like, oh, this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
And they went for it.
I definitely don't think it's a bad idea. Like, I don't think it's bad for somebody to do SPD first and then CSC. But I feel like if your ultimate goal is to be a surgical tech, just go straight to ST school because there's not, I feel like just instruments is just such a small portion of all that we do. There's so much more to learn. Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten that question quite a bit before. Like, should they do SPD before CSC?
It's either that or I'm a surgical tech, but I think I'm going to go to school for nursing. And one of the things I had a discussion about when I was at the conference is that when you're a surgical tech, nursing is not the only road. There's many different roads you can take. Mm-hmm. And so most people think, oh, you go from a surgical tech to becoming an RN. You can become a first assist.
Yep.
You can become a sales rep. You can become an instructor. There's so many different roads you can take, and nursing is not the only road.
Right. And it's also, I think a lot of people, like, when you look at, like, surgical techs, a lot of surgical techs don't already have, like, a bachelor's degree or, like, some of them have their associates now. But if you're looking for the next step and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you don't want to go back to school for a long time, the best step would be first assist. And then thinking if at that point you want to be a nurse, then I don't even know what the point of that would be, but then yeah, go to nursing school. But
yeah, I think it all depends on like what your ultimate goals are.
Right. It's like, yeah. What is it that you want to do? Yeah.
Right. Because I was speaking to I spoke to my instructor. She called me last week, and we ended up just catching up. And I told her how I was going back for first assist, and she made the comment. She's like, well, why don't you just go to medical school? Why don't you just be a physician? And I was like, why would you say that? Like, I don't want that kind of stress. She was like, okay, well, what about PA? And I said, the biggest thing, because I thought about that as well. The biggest thing for me is I don't want to have any clinic days. I don't want to have to follow with patients. I don't want to have to deal with, patient's family or anything. And the only two roles that I know of that I can do that is a surgical tech and a surgical assistant, or a first assist, or a licensed assistant, whatever certification or license you have. Surgical assistant and surgical tech.
Yeah. And it's like, and it also, it's going to take you a really long time to get to that point. So even if your goal is PA school, you could still go to first assist school and get even more experience. It's going to be very beneficial trying to get into PA school. But then if you don't already have a bachelor's, that's 4 years, and then it's 2 years of PA school. Yeah. So it's the long road to get there. That's 6 years from now. So it's like you can still do FA if that's what you really want to do.
Right. And that's 6 years best case scenario.
Right.
You still have to get accepted into the PA programs, and there's different programs in the country. You may have to switch states. Yeah. Super competitive.
Yeah, it's
really competitive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
And PAs are not always in surgery. They're not. They are really not being utilized as much as they thought they would be in surgery.
Yeah.
Especially at these teaching hospitals, they rather have their residents do it.
Yep. That's exactly what I was going to say.
So unless you have a private place lined up that's going to let you be in the OR, like an ortho place or something, then you're not really going to be in the OR that much.
Yeah. Yep. Unless you, I feel like another thing that people don't realize is if you want to be a first assist, you don't only have to work in a hospital. Like if you have a doctor that has their own clinic, you can work privately, which is great as well because you have more control over what you're doing. You don't have to worry about bouncing around from surgeon to surgeon. So there's so many different opportunities, so many different options. With that being said, Tracey, I know first assist, what is it, not accepted in New York City, or is it the state? I always forget this. State. So the city is okay?
No, the whole state.
Oh, the whole state. Okay. So even if you were to do like a private practice, they couldn't hire first assist?
No, it's not acknowledged at all in New York.
Gotcha.
There's just a few states that it's not acknowledging.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
For the most part, it's acknowledged in most states.
Yeah. I only know New York because that's such a big state to like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's a state that I would think about that I want to take an assignment in or whatever.
And I feel by now that things would change because when I graduated, I was interested in first assist and it had just started to be recognized, but it wasn't recognized in New York. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. It will be eventually. 25 years later, it's still not.
Man. Wow. Do you know why? Is there like pushback from people or is it just...
Honestly, I don't know why. I know that New York City itself is a big residency program. Most hospitals, almost every hospital in New York City is a teaching hospital.
That's probably why, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if they did allow first assist, there probably wouldn't be much for jobs. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I was mentioning that the first assist that I was talking to at the conference, she's actually on TikTok. That's how I found her because I was just inquisitive. Her name is Amy. I don't know her full name, but her name is Amy on TikTok.
I might follow her.
I think she's really dope. So, and just talking to her and hanging out with her, her heart is golden.
Amy. Yes, I think I follow. Oh, she follows me. Is this her?
I can't see it well, but it looked like it. Blonde hair?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
With a whole bunch of letters behind her name?
Yes.
Yeah.
DSHA, CSFA, CSA, LSA. I know that's right.
Yes. I hung out with her.
How do you spell her name?
A bit.
Her TikTok name is AKBURT 8184.
Gotcha.
Ooh, and she posted content from the conference as well. I'm gonna have to look through this. But okay, where is she? Do you know where she lives?
I think she lives in Florida.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cool.
That's dope. I love being able to find other texts online. It's so refreshing now, and I'm happy for like the students nowadays because I didn't have this.
Right. Right.
What I realized is that there's more, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like there's more surgical texts on social media on TikTok than there is on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've never really showed TikTok any love, but I've been showing y'all love now.
Yes, yes, you have. You've been popping up on my news feed and stuff now too.
Yeah. I, I didn't understand TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's why. And I'm still learning. Instagram, I think I kind of got it down pat, but I'm still learning TikTok. I don't understand some stuff.
Yeah. The only thing that messes me up with TikTok is that since I'm not in the OR full time, anytime I think of something, I'm like, I can't record this right now because, I'm just not in the setting to record it right now. And yeah, that's the only downside for me. But
yeah, so last night I think it was like 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh yeah, that girl asked, and thank you for answering, because I was asleep when she asked that question. When I got to work last night, I was like, you know what? I can respond. That's one thing I do like about TikTok. You can respond with a video.
Yeah, you can do that on Instagram too now.
Yeah, Instagram has that now.
Really?
Yeah. But TikTok was first with it. Yep.
Yeah.
And so I posted the video 6:30 in the morning. I went into the OR. I was like, let me do this.
Yep.
So, showing them some love.
How did you know this career was for you? Is one of the questions. My instructor when I was in school for medical coding brought us into the surgical tech classroom to kind of get an idea of what we were like reading in charts. And once I went up there and they were telling me that they scrub in and assist in surgery and they're not a doctor or a nurse, I was sold. I was like, yeah, this is where I need to be.
Sheree?
How did I know? I think it was just like my first day of clinicals. I walked in, didn't really feel squirmy or anything. And I was like, yeah, I like this. You know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is going to work.
Yeah. So for me, many, many moons ago, I used to work in the ER as a clerk. And it was a trauma hospital. And so every time a trauma would come in, I'm in the trauma room like watching. And I'm so excited. And instead of getting information or trying to get information from the family or whoever about the patient, I'm in there watching what they're doing. And it's like, Tracey, you need to be upstairs in the OR. I was like, well, how do I get there?
Right.
And they explained. I was like, there's such a thing? Immediately signed up and been happy ever since.
So you were a surgical tech before a nurse, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yes. I've only been a nurse for 12 years now.
Okay.
27.
It's okay. You don't look it. It's fine. Okay, let's see. So, did it scroll up? Okay. Hey, so happy I stumbled across this live. I start Surg Tech School in August. Congrats. I work in CS, no schooling, Central Supply, I assume. No schooling, and it was helpful. It just gave you a better understanding of part one. I can see that. When it comes to working in Central Supply before going to surgical tech school, I can see that.
So you guys do know with Central Supply, you don't have to go to school. You're aware of that, right?
Right.
You can just take the exam, pass the exam, and get someone to help you get your case. I don't even know if they call it cases. Hours in.
Oh, wait, you mean you can get certified without going to school or getting like a formal
Absolutely.
type of
I've
education?
been telling people to try to do that for the past 5 years because honestly, I thought it would have changed already, but I can see it happening where it's going to be required for schooling in order to become an SPD. But right now, you could just take the exam.
The thing about SPD though, at least where my mind goes, I feel like that's a role where people don't stay and they'll move up maybe in like management. But as far as just working in SPD, I feel like that particular role is such a high turnover because people want to do more. And I hate to say that because people say that a lot about surgical tech, and I don't want to sound like a hypocrite when I'm saying it for one thing but not the other. But I feel like maybe because I've seen so much of like how high the turnover is in SPD, but it's a very much needed job role. Like that is like the basis of what we do. If we don't have SPD, nothing flows in the OR.
Nothing happens.
Right. So
I thought when they made it required for all SPD to be certified that things would change, but it hasn't yet. But I do see it coming in the future.
yeah.
But you have to go to school. Now there are schools there that you can go to, and they're not even long. Some are 6 weeks, some are 3 months to do it. So it's not bad. I actually know a couple of instructors that teach at different schools.
Okay. Yeah, I follow a couple of SPD TikTok pages, and I always stop because you're talking about like the sterilization process and that part. After I passed my exam, I forgot all of that information. It's a lot.
It is a lot. It really is. The temperatures and stuff like that. You know, when depending on what type, whether it's an instrument, whether it's rubber, how do you sterilize it and all of that stuff. So it is a lot.
Yeah. Is there a way to like save this live? Someone said, I hope y'all post this live because my coworker keeps talking, but I'm at work.
Love you for that. Like, listen, I need to hear them.
I know how to save it on Instagram, but I don't know if you could do that on TikTok.
I think when you end it, it has an option where it asks you if you want to post it.
Okay.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I hope I don't mess it up.
And also, when you post it, can you share it with us? Is another question. So
I think if it's posted, you should be able to see it.
Okay.
Yeah. The only downside is that I know on Instagram, like once I close live and I click share, it shares right to the feed and it's right there on the page.
Okay.
I just don't know about here on TikTok. And I wish if that was the case, I could save it. I could save the TikTok and then post it on Instagram so that way both platforms.
You know?
But,
Instagram won't like that much, but yeah, go ahead, do it.
right.
They be jealous. They be real jealous.
Yeah.
I guess that's why everything TikTok does, they copy.
Absolutely. There's so much now on Instagram that I'm just like, that was on TikTok first.
Yeah, because I was going to post a video and it was more than 3 minutes long. And I was like, well, on TikTok, I can do it. But I'm like, on Instagram, I'm like, So
there's this one page I follow on TikTok called I'm Not a Lawyer But, and I'm obsessed with her page. And I didn't realize until recently that her videos are like 15, 20 minutes long. And I play the video and I sit down, I wash dishes, I'll be listening. And I really didn't realize that videos could be that long on TikTok until it dawned on me how long I'll sit there and listen to her videos.
Is this the lady who go, I'm not a lawyer yet?
No, she says I'm not a lawyer, but, and then she goes through different trials, and like right now she's going over the Diddy trial, and she goes through like each day of every trial, the cross examinations, what the defense says, what the prosecutor say, and then she just explains it really well for like regular people to understand. And yeah, I've listened to a lot of trials through her over the last like couple years. Let's see. It's great to hear you ladies speak as a group, sharing knowledge on CST. Very informative, and thank you. Barrett's on here. Barrett is an old coworker of mine. That funny small world. Everybody needs to understand that the OR world is small, even though the country is big. The OR is small. There's two ladies that came to the mixer in Houston, and they work with Barrett at one of the surgery centers that they work at. And I worked with him at the first hospital that I worked at here in Houston when I moved out here. So
Wow.
I feel like everywhere I go, someone that I meet knows somebody else that I know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
don't mess up your name.
I mean, surgeons, they all go to conferences all over with each other. You know, they're always meeting up with other surgeons and stuff.
Yep. Let's see.
So I have a surgeon that I work with. We're like best friends at work, even outside of work.
I love that.
Yeah, that's my bestie. So I went to see a doctor in another state, and then I always tell him what's going on. He was like, "That was my roommate in college." I was like,
There you go.
"Do
See?
you not have any privacy?" So now he's gonna talk to him over the phone about me. Damn. So yeah, it's a small world.
Yep. Because it's such like a niche, like job title. Like it's such a niche department in general. Like if you work in the OR at all, like whether it's CRNA, you're a surgeon, a nurse, anybody that's working in the OR, it's such a niche field. So, yeah.
Yeah.
For perfusionists, that's one that I don't ever want to do. And I have so much respect for perfusionists. That's another role in the OR.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
Man. They're up there, especially, I work with them a lot in cardiac surgery. They're right there with anesthesia. Like between the perfusionist and the anesthesiologist, they go back and forth the entire case.
I don't know how long their schooling is, but they be hiring all the time.
I want to say that's a master's as well. I talked to somebody was trying to get me to go to perfusion school, and I was like, no. But they were telling me that if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a master's program. But the competitiveness is even tighter than PA school because there's a lot less perfusion programs.
Really?
Yeah. Super high demand though, because they're very much overworked. But it's a lot of information that you need to know. Like you basically have to be you have to be every function of the human body for that patient.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot.
I watched them intently when I used to do organ donations all the time. I haven't done it in a while.
I as much as I enjoy transplants. I enjoy being in the OR and doing transplant. But the procurement and the other side of transplants and the procurement and all that, I don't think I have the heart for it.
So I'm just the opposite.
Really?
Because when it comes in, they're like, "Oh, we don't have to worry. Tracy's going to do it." Yep, Tracy's going to do it. Tracy, you get off at 4. Now I'm not.
Yeah, no, I can't. I think it's one
That's
thing.
a great way to see the anatomy. Oh my God, it's so
Yes,
beautiful
it is.
inside. And depending on the doctors, and sometimes you get the same doctors. You don't always get them, but there's a team of doctors that tend to come to my hospital, and they don't mind showing you. They're always in a rush. Don't get me wrong, they're always in a rush.
Yeah,
But they don't mind taking a little second out and be like, "Look down there.
that is
Put your
true.
hand down there."
That is true.
Ooh.
That's honestly, if you're a student and you're able to get in on a transplant, not a transplant, a procurement specifically, it's like the best thing ever. Because even if you were to go to a cadaver class or something, it's not the same because there's nothing flowing through the patient. Everything just looks dead. But
if they're doing the heart, you see the heart come out of the body and it's beating. They put in a little. Oh my God, it's so cool.
yeah.
And then they take it
That's
away.
the only thing
This is
that's
going to another hospital to go save someone. That's the best part about it,
Yeah. See, this is how you know we're in the right field because we're getting all excited. Our faces
Right.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Definitely
The
fun.
only thing I don't like too much is pediatrics.
Oh yeah, no, I can't do pizza.
I get too sensitive.
I saw a video earlier actually of like a CRNA or anesthesiologist, and they were showing the different sizes in like their air, like everything they use for anesthesia. So like the blood pressure cuff, like the small little mask. Oh yeah, I don't want to see it.
It's so cute, but it's like no.
Yeah.
What are we doing cutting into a little baby?
Right.
No.
And then it's a little intimidating to me because you can't even make like the slightest.
You have to be on point.
Yes, everything matters. Even like a quarter of a cc of a medication could be too much.
Yeah.
You really have to be on your game in those cases, and that's a little too high stress for me.
Yeah. Especially the newborns.
Oh yeah.
You know, when they have to have surgery 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
One of my favorite surgeons I work with, he started out like his residency, I want to say. He wanted to do pediatric cardiac surgery, and he said he got to a point where it was too much. And now he does a lot of like thoracic robotic cases, and then open hearts as well. But once he got like really in there to see like how heavy that would be, he's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It definitely is. Too much for me to handle.
Yeah. I can't even do like the small like ENT cases. Because then the kids, they come in and like they're literally being held because like they're crying. They can't be with their parents. They don't like the smell of the mask. It's a lot of emotion going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a
And
lot.
they wake up crying. They don't know where they at. They see strangers' faces. They're scared.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I commend anybody who works in peds. Like, y'all are heaven sent. Let's see. What other comments?
Barrett said the school is 4 years for perfusionists.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Barrett know a little bit of everything, so that's probably what he's referring to. Somebody said I'm coming in late. What job are you talking about? Surgical technologist. Should I do surgery centers or a hospital? That depends on you.
Yeah, it depends on your goals. Like if you're somebody that doesn't mind doing the same thing all the time, and you're thinking you maybe have kids, you don't want to do call, you don't want to work weekends, go to a surgery center. You don't ever plan on traveling as a surgical tech. You just want to do one thing and one thing only.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a surgery center. But if you're going to get bored and you want to learn different things and you want to travel eventually, then go to a hospital first.
Absolutely.
Is it someone who just graduated, or?
I think they were just asking.
I think this person follows me. Okay. I'm starting to learn names. That shows you how much I'm on TikTok now.
I guess unless somebody's like consistently like active and it's like always popping up, I don't even notice.
I think I responded to this person yesterday about something.
Okay. So when you when we pop up on live, like since all three of us are on live, does your followers get like notifications as well?
Yeah, like I can share it to my story.
Ah, okay.
I did that. Yeah, I shared the live to my story.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT how to work this.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what this stuff means on top.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, ladies. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I know there was one live that I happened to get on one day, and they were like, just keep double tapping the screen. And I'm double tapping it. I'm like, why am I tapping the screen? But okay. And
I don't know what that means neither, but a lot of people do that.
I guess you get likes, but I don't know what the likes equate to. Oh, if people double tap the screen?
It's a game. They get money.
Oh, guys, go ahead, double tap the screen.
Those people that you see sitting on live all day and they're like, tap, tap, tap the roses, they get money.
No idea.
But like, what is that? Like, are people paying money?
I be double tapping too. And then I'm one of those people because I want everyone to succeed. They be like, just watch my thing for 1 minute. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like it, share it, save it, all that. Yeah. Wait, so if I double tap somebody's live,
You're not paid, but like it all equals out to like something that TikTok does with like money.
All right,
I think
guys.
that's how it is. Yeah.
Double tap. Oh man, that is funny.
So those hearts must mean something because the numbers are going up.
Yes, they are, because it was just 250.
No, they're loving the life. They're
You
loving
go,
the
girl.
life.
You go, girl.
That is hilarious. I'm gonna figure this out sooner or later. Wait, so we can have up to 9 people on a live?
It looks like it. Yeah, because
I've seen people do that before.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to get people on here, maybe do like an interview type thing or something. Some other texts and stuff.
I wouldn't mind.
Say it again.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's another way of networking. Shoot. There's so many of us out here. Yeah, I don't have. Somebody actually just sent me. I just saw it pop up.
1.1.
Wow, we got some one.
Wow. I don't know what that means, but thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Listen, don't be laughing at us, okay?
Oh,
We'll be back. We'll be on here more often.
we have detected inactivity during your current live. Please complete the verification to continue. Okay.
Oh yeah, TikTok does that.
All right. Cool. Oh, is that because people just turn their lives on, set it up, and walk away?
Mm-hmm. Because they want to make their money.
Wow.
Especially the gifts they spend money, sent gifts, and you make money after TikTok takes the cut. I have no idea. Okay.
Wow. Y'all are putting me on today. I'm learning some things.
So I have a friend who's on here, and literally I say she's go live twice a day, every single day. I'm like, where do you find the time? One, but now I understand.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Trying to get paid. Get that dollar.
I understand.
Sheree, someone said they watched your YouTube videos in their theory class.
Oh my God! No, you didn't.
Shoot.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So,
Wait, which
so
video
cool.
was it? That's what I want to know.
What
was it?
class was it?
Yeah.
Theory class. What school is that? That's so cool.
Right. I can explain it. But wait, who said that? Oh, she said she's in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. I can explain it. Oh, that's for the gifts. Hold on.
Which video was it?
Oh.
I need to know.
She goes to Concord Career College in Tennessee. Yeah, which video?
Tell me which
It
video.
was one of the day in the life.
Okay.
Yes. I really like your day in the life videos.
I be trying. Sometimes I be
no, you don't be trying. You
Listen.
got that.
Better than me. I just found a part of a day in the life video that I was trying to make back in, I want to say 2022.
Not 2022. Tati.
I recorded me like getting out of bed, putting on my socks, and then I propped the phone up at my front door, and I like recorded me walking out the door, and then I didn't record anything else.
You know, I tried to do that for the conference, and you just get so busy and you forget to record.
Yes.
But I'm working on it because I did 2 day in the lives, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing. I don't know how you do it, girl, but you're good. But I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying it.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And people love those videos. They like to see those little things.
They really do. And it's very helpful to really get an understanding of what to expect when you enter the program. Because there's, like we all know, there's no information out there like that.
Right.
So, comes something that I kind of, like, I've thought about doing, but I'm scared, is getting the meta glasses to, like,
Thought about it too.
who is it? His name is...
It's the art of scrubbing, right?
Yes.
He definitely has those.
He definitely has meta glasses, but it looks so good. But then I'm just like, I see that point of view, but I also want to see the other point of view, like of me, like how I had mine, like when the camera's like set up somewhere else and you see like the
Yeah.
whole room. Like, can we do like a side by side of both?
Right.
So he has meta glasses. Okay, I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought he had like a camera on his forehead, and I'm like, how do they let him stuff like that? But that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the glasses for sure.
But his videos be so crisp,
Yes.
really nice. I
Yes.
told him that.
Yeah.
Really nice.
My dad has the meta glasses, so I tried his on, and it's a little scary because like I think he told me to ask like what do I see, and it explained everything in the frame very well.
Wow.
And then if you can listen to music, like it actually feels like the music is playing in your head. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Okay, I think I tried something like that when I was in the Apple store. I don't know if they were called meta glasses, but
You're talking like the big, like over your head thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's those, but the meta glasses just look like regular Ray-Bans.
Regular frames, yeah.
And there's like a little camera right here on the side.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what we got to do? We got to do a day in the life of the three of us, showing different point of views, and we put it in a video. That's what we need to do.
Okay. Like one of those like stacked videos, like the 3-tier videos. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Got to figure out. We're gonna have to like hold each other accountable all day. Like, hey, did you record anything yet?
You got your video?
Right.
Hold
We'll have
me
to plan that very strategically.
I said I was going to try to do something like that when I'm driving down to DC. I'm about to go meet my girls.
I am so excited. Like
It's coming up. It's
earlier today, I picked out like my outfit and everything. I'm super, super excited. So I have to make sure I have. What did I tell y'all I was gonna give y'all? A scrub cap, a shirt, and I'm gonna try to make some other things, but I have to like get the supplies and stuff. So I'm gonna try to have like a little goodie bag for y'all.
Oh, no.
It's going to be fun.
I didn't do at the conference. Normally, I'm like, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. My suitcase was so packed, I was like, I can't go home with nothing, not even the.
Man.
You know,
I know in some I know it was AORN when I went a couple years ago. They was giving away pillows. they always put, like some crazy stuff away. There was day one, I remember getting in there, and as soon as the doors open, like everybody just like floods into the expo hall. And like 5 minutes later, I see people walking around with pillows. I'm like, y'all just got here.
I'm like, where you get that from?
They knew.
Yep. I really hope. Go ahead.
So quickly, let's just go back. The conference is June 28th. It's in DC. If anyone's interested in going, you have the information, Tati.
Yes. Hold on. Let me. Usually I look at the calendar on my iPad,
Maybe
but
you
I'm
can
on my
post it on your page or on your stories or something like that.
Yes. So there is a Black Health Connect conference, which is what's bringing me to DC, and we're doing a surgical tech mixer, networking mixer, and that will be Saturday, June 28th at 12 p.m. noon, 12 to 3. Is going to be at, what's the name of the restaurant again, Sheree? Junction. In, what was the area?
Chevy Chase, Maryland.
Junction in Junction in Chevy Chase. Why can't I say it?
Maryland.
You know what I'm saying? Maryland. I'm going to post a video. I have a video already like put together that one of my friends edited. So I'm going to post that. So that way it kind of like gets more traction. There is a Partyful link. If you click the link in my bio, I think I have a link tree in my bio on TikTok and Instagram. You can click it. It'll bring you to events. So that way you get all the information, the address, the time. You can also post comments and stuff in there. So all of the attendees will be able to see if you want to post pictures. After the event, I can post whatever pictures and stuff that we take as a group in there as well. So yeah, that's 2 weeks from tomorrow. I want to say, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep, 2 weeks from tomorrow. So I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna be bringing a couple of goodies. So, some like door prizes, I guess you can call it, for some of the attendees, for some of you guys. And yeah, did I cover it? Oh, I covered every part of that, right? And then we're gonna meet up again in August in New York. That is gonna be August. Where is it at?
Yeah, I don't know by heart, but I know it's in August.
Yes, August 23rd. That's a Saturday. That is the 4th Saturday in August. Saturday, August 23rd. That'll be another mixer in New York. Haven't decided on a location yet, but it'll be in the city somewhere easily accessible for everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then the networking events, they're just in a safe space for surgical techs, whether you have no experience or 30 years of experience, if you're a student, if you are looking to get into the field or you have questions. It's just a comfortable, safe space for all of us to get together, and we're all like-minded people to get together and just have a conversation and just, chop it up, have some, food, have a couple of drinks, kind of like, the happy hours after work. If you've ever worked in a hospital and you have the reps, they gonna come in, they give us, they set up happy hours after work for everybody to kind of just get together and relax and chop it up. Same type of vibe.
Yes.
Yes. Very excited about that. Say it again.
I said judgment free.
Absolutely. That's the biggest thing. Judgment free.
Right.
I will be.
Absolutely. And I think when the last time I was in New York, I don't think I was drinking really. Oh yeah, because I was doing my 75-day hard.
I did it for you.
Yeah. This time around, I'm getting me a drink. So yeah. Barrett asks. Okay, hold on. There was a couple of questions I missed. Is there a recording for people not in DC? It's not something that we could really record since we're just like getting together.
Yeah.
But I do it here in Houston. We've done it in New York a couple times. I was supposed to do it in Orlando and Tennessee, but I plan on trying to go to other cities as well. Well, the three of us are in New York, Houston, and like the DMV area, so it's easy for us to get around in those areas. So that's where it is for now. Yeah. So no, there's not a recording to answer your question. When's the next mixer in Houston? The next one will be in July. I have not posted that date yet. But the ones in Houston, I'm planning on doing a skills class first for like an hour and a half. And then we'll meet up for like lunch or like a brunch afterwards. Because I'm finding that there's a lot of students that really want that hands-on practice. And not everybody that wants to come to the mixers need that hands-on practice. So I figured I'd give them their time, and then we could all meet up afterwards and just network and chill afterwards. So
Nice.
that's the plan for Houston. That'll be in July. Yeah.
Nice.
And
Can't wait.
that went fast. It's 5:09.
Because I haven't seen you since last summer.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I saw you in January. Was that January? Yeah, when I came up.
It was January. Sorry. You're right.
It was cold outside. Remember, the man took my food. And then we went to the cute wine bar. Yep.
I've been meaning to go back to that place because I like it. And I said I was going to go back for my birthday, but I didn't. But I'm gonna make it there this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like it. The bartender knew exactly how to make people happy, and he knew his stuff.
Absolutely. I love a good wine flight. Yeah. Yep. I still have that video. I didn't even post any of the videos or anything from them.
That's my bad habit, taking thousands of pictures and videos and never posting it.
Yeah. The editing part Sheree has it down packed. I'm trying to get like you.
So the video that I posted today literally took me 2 hours to edit. Like, what am I doing wrong? I
Man,
need an editing class. I don't know.
you know,
Am I giving up?
I can't even give suggestions because I don't know either.
You gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it. But Tati, I gotta take a look at the photo album that you shared with me, so I can.
Oh yeah.
I can do some stuff with that.
Yeah, I just drop as I go in there.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah. I'm sad I wasn't able to go to the AST conference because that's really, I was like, I'm about to be in my bag. I'm gonna have all this content. I already kind of have an idea of what to expect. Try it again next year.
Yeah, we'll definitely be there next year.
I saw one student post on TikTok yesterday. She is similar to a day in the life, and she talked about everything. So if you weren't there, she made you feel like you were there. I was like, girl,
Who?
I think her name is Yaya.
On Instagram?
On Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
TikTok.
I
Okay.
told you I've been giving TikTok love.
Look at you. Let me go through. I might have to go through your followers and see who you following now.
I sent it to you. I was like, she did her thing. Oh, no. Sorry. It was someone. It wasn't Yaya. It was someone else. She actually followed us on Instagram, and I was talking to her because she was. She said, well, we couldn't do the thing in Florida.
Mhm.
So I looked on her page. She only got like 6 posts or reels or whatever you want to call them on TikTok.
Mhm.
But she's working to be like a social media surgical tech influencer. And so one of her reels was about the conference. And she did good. So if I didn't go, the way she explained each process of it, I was like, she did good.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look at that. Yes, please send it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you probably know her by name when you see her.
If she was supposed to be in Orlando, she might be. I made the Orlando group chat too. Even though I wasn't there, I still put everybody that RSVP'd in a group chat. So she might be in there, maybe. Or I try to put everybody in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything in upstate New York? Not as yet. What part of upstate New York?
New York.
I think of
Fire alarm is that?
Syracuse and Buffalo.
It might be yours. It's not mine.
It's mine.
I know you just moved in too.
What happened? She is Echo?
No, she was saying a fire alarm. She said.
Oh.
I keep hearing a beep.
Oh. What were you saying, Tracey? Now upstate.
So she is from Syracuse.
Oh, okay. I see. How far is that from the city?
Far.
I'm gonna say that seems far.
Yeah.
I don't want to exaggerate and say 8 hours, but it may be 8 hours.
Okay.
Can you tell me how far you are from New York City?
Miss Asia.
I'll ask you to NCM.
Should post it.
Yeah. Hey, CSC girlies in here. Hey.
Hey.
Yes, we are.
We'll have to. Okay, so I'm in. I don't know where that is. You might have to type the whole name of the school out.
Well, I think she's saying community college.
Oh, is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, Asia said 3 hours.
I thought it was longer than that. Okay.
You got 8 hours? It's 3 hours.
It just seems so far. I told you about the trip I did. I did from New York to upstate New York because I love waterfalls. So I went to go see a couple of waterfalls last summer. And from there, which wasn't too far from Syracuse, we drove to Canada. And I stayed in Canada for 2 days and spent a lot of money. They have outlets and their prices is better than New York.
Yeah, there you go. Take advantage of it while you can.
Right. That's what I did.
And then you don't have to worry about fitting it all in a suitcase either. You just
We drove there.
load it in the car.
Right, so she throw it in the car.
It was nice.
That's funny. Okay, here's the last question.
Online, last question. Online surgical tech. We don't promote any online surgical tech program.
We want to go out with a bang, huh?
No. Yep, we're gonna go out with the bang.
We do not promote any online surgical tech.
Not a single one. There are schools like colleges and stuff that a part of their curriculum is online. That's not the same thing. We're talking about like those programs where it's like you can be a surgical tech in 12 weeks. No, you can't. It's not how it works. They are lying to you. Yeah, we don't promote that at all. No. So if you've come here to get suggestions, you won't get it from us.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you to get it where you can. No.
Because at the end of the day, people really got to understand that I feel like the rest of the world thinks that all we do is pass instruments, but our job role is so important. Even like Tracey said, the surgeon at the conference that was, bigging up his surgical tech that works with him, our role is very important. We are the surgeon's right-hand person. We know what they're going to do before they do it a lot of times. There's some of the times where they won't ask. They'll kind of look at me and be confused. I'm like, just here, use this. Or, you know what I mean? Or what supplies. Sometimes they don't know what supplies they even use themselves. And It's all in our head. It's all in our brain. So our role is very
depending on us to really get them through the case.
Yeah.
They do.
Because the surgeons focus on doing surgery.
Right.
Everything else outside of that, it's us.
Yeah. We are the only professionals in the OR that go to school and are educated and get tested and certified on everything surgery related. Mm-hmm. We have to know about pharmacology. We have to know about equipment. We have to know about supplies, instrumentation, anatomy, anything that happens in the operating room. We have to know. We get tested on it. We have to know how, supplies are sterilized. Mm-hmm. So our role is very important. We're the only person that knows a little bit of everything.
Right.
So no, you can't learn it in 12 weeks, 6 weeks.
You're doing a disservice to yourself and
you
to
really want to do it. It's something that you really want to do. Then put your all into it. Find into your program. Get it done right.
Yep, you do it right.
It'll be worth it. It really will.
There was a lady that commented on, I think that was on your post, Tracey, on Instagram, and she said she went to a school that was online. She finished the coursework and she had to find her own clinical site and had to find her own hours. And by the time that she was able to get certified and finish and everything, it was 2 years. Mm-hmm. It took her 2 years. She might as well have just went to a regular
2-year program.
Yep. Yeah. So there's really no way of cutting quarters. Yep. Do it the right way.
Yes, honey, very rewarding.
Yeah. And then Sheree, she said, the Prime Moon says, I watch a lot of your videos and I was came to TikTok and watched Tatyana and others. Oh, dope. Yep.
Love you guys.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think that's it. This live, right?
Yeah, this was a great live. It was. Great. Thank you guys for coming on out.
Yeah, we're gonna do this again next month. We do this every month. I kind of like TikTok better.
I do. I'm glad you guys like it.
Yeah. You might have made me a TikTok live lover.
I think I want to try it solo one day. I think I am.
You should.
Yeah, I keep saying I'm going to. We'll see. Actually, you know what? I might do it practicing my suturing.
Yes, I did that a couple months ago, and people just came on talking to me about absolutely nothing. I was like, okay, let's try.
Right, I'm just sitting here not moving anyway. Why not, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be practicing my subcuticular. I'm over here cutting it up. I looked on my pad. I ran the whole thing. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Oh, man. Okay, last thing for real this time. I think I'm going to, and I feel like this sounds crazy, but to y'all it'll make sense. I think I'm going to go to the meat market and get a pig's foot or some part of.
Because honestly, the pad sucks.
terrible.
The
It
padding.
doesn't feel like skin.
And once you start suturing on people, you'll never pick up that pad again.
Right. Right. Literally, I'm only using the pad right now just to get used to everything in my hand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's still difficult because I know what the real thing feels like, and it don't feel like this. But yeah, okay, that's all I had.
I have one question. Miss Carter, you're adjunct professor in Florida. What part of Florida? I'm just curious. So what I didn't tell you guys is that I actually went to Concord and I got a little guided tour by Lewis. I don't know if you follow him on Instagram.
Oh, I think I saw your video. You said that, or I saw something. You said that. Okay.
What's is his name?
Yeah, I think so.
I like their school.
They're the one in Orlando.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really nice. Really nice. Their ORs, they have their lab set up. Top tier. Lot of freaking instruments. I mean, they got cases and trays and trays and trays and trays and trays of instruments of all sorts. I was like, this is impressive.
Let me get enough instruments to make like a minor or a major set. Listen, y'all will see me on TikTok every day.
Y'all see me every day.
I'm in the midst of that. I have some trays, not trays. I have some instruments, and I'm waiting to get more instruments donated to me. So as soon as I get more donated to me, I have a complete thing. And they give me instruments, right? But I have no container to put it in. That's it. I might have to buy a container.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
That's not terrible.
I'm collecting donations.
There we go. Any donations for your education, guys?
Send it to Miss Tracey.
Hear me.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. All right. Well, it was nice. We got 1.7K likes, whatever that means. All right. We'll do this again next month, y'all. Y'all have any questions? Drop them in our DMs here on TikTok or on Instagram. Check out Sheree's YouTube. Very informative. I've been consistent on my YouTube too, but Sheree's a little better, so make sure y'all look at hers. And then you can follow all of us on Instagram. It's all of our @ names are the same on Instagram and TikTok. So no confusion there. And yeah. See y'all next month.
All right, bye, ladies. Have a great weekend.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Alrighty.
Bye.